Hello, my name is Logan, and in this video we're going to be going over how to utilize the discussion forums in your online classes. So you'll see here that I am on MyMAC and I have already logged in. So the next step after that is to find the course that you are going to be doing the discussion forums for. So over here on the left side, you'll see the quick links, and there's two options. There's My Pages and My Courses. We'll go ahead and click on the drop-down arrow for My Courses, and we need to find the course that you'll be putting the discussion forums in. So in this case, I'm going to be clicking on this class, but yours will look a little different. And I am actually the instructor for this class, so your view will be ever so slightly different than what you're seeing right now, but not by much. So now over here on the left, we'll go down to the discussion forums. And if we scroll down, you'll see that I actually have two options. We have the open discussion, which is open throughout the course, and our first topic. So what a lot of instructors will do is for the first discussion forum, just to get you acquainted with the system, is to have you introduce yourself to the class. So if we go ahead and click on this topic, then you can see that we have some instructions. So some instructors might have you upload a picture, they might have you do some readings and then discuss a certain part of the reading. But in this case, it just says to introduce yourself to the class, what are your goals for MAC, and what do you do outside of MAC. So in order to add your post, we'll click on Add Post. And so, like I said, my view is just ever so slightly different from yours. Basically, it looks identical to this, except you don't have these two tabs at the top. So what you do from here is you would add your subject. So if we're doing an introduction, we should probably put our names. So your name. And then here, you just type in your introduction. And it's very similar to Microsoft Word. If your instructor would prefer you to do some special formatting, then you can go ahead and do that as you please. But for this example, I'm just going to leave it with all the defaults. So the question was, what are your plans for MAC? So I plan on getting my associate's degree at MAC in information technology, or IT. And the second question was, what do you do outside of MAC? So I personally love gardening, so we'll go ahead and put that. So once you're done typing out your discussion forum post, if you scroll down, then you can see that once again we have a bunch of options. So the Moxie Manager, I'll be going over in a different video. Or you can add files, which again I'll be covering in the Moxie Manager video. You can choose to show your photo, so if you've uploaded a profile picture to MyMAC, then that'll show. In this case, it's just, I think it just says no photo. You can preview your post, so let's go ahead and do that. So this is what it'll look like to other students whenever they click on my post. So it'll say whatever topic, whatever subject line you chose. It'll have the time, and it'll have everything that you just put into it. And so from here we can go ahead and edit it, or we can submit it. I'll go ahead and click on submit. And so what a lot of instructors have you do is you post your initial discussion, and you'll have to respond to one or more posts. So in your discussion forum, if we actually go back to the home page of the discussion forum, then you can see that now we have a few posts up. So you can see that my post is right here. I don't have any replies, but we have one person, which would be us. In your case, you'll probably have more. But if you go ahead and click on the discussion topic, then since I've posted, you'll see that we have some posts now. So again, some instructors will have it so that you can't see any of the other students' posts until you have posted. So it's important to know how to add the posts in the first place. So now you'll see that it doesn't have any replies. And I need to make some replies in order to get the full credit for this post. So we'll go ahead and click on this subject head, and you'll see what we just posted, and we have the option to reply. So the reply, it's very similar to creating the post itself. So the subject just copies and pastes whatever the subject of the original post was. In this case, it's just your name, but you can have it, you can customize that as well. And then you would just go ahead and type in your response. So, it is nice to meet you. I look forward taking this class with you. And then again, you can either preview or submit. We've already gone over the preview, so we'll just go ahead and click on submit. And so now we've gone over how to add your first discussion post and how to reply to other students' posts. So one thing that's important to note is that if you're just doing a few sentences like we've done here, then it is okay to go ahead and type out your entire response or your entire post in the discussion forum. But if your instructor prefers you to have a certain word limit, so say you have to type in 200 words, then at that point it's recommended to type out your entire post in Microsoft Word or your Notepad or some other word processor of your choice, and then to copy and paste the post from Word or your word processor after you have refreshed and gone back to the discussion forum. So we've refreshed, and we'll go ahead and go back to the discussion forum. Because what can happen sometimes is you might be logged out without knowing it if you've sat idly on MyMAC for too long. And so whenever you go and hit submit, what can happen is basically it tells your browser, hey, you haven't been on in a while. Hey, you haven't been on in a while, so I'm just going to kick you out. And that can happen for a number of reasons. Maybe your internet went out for just a split second, just enough to disconnect you to MyMAC, but your web browser didn't actually notify you. And so what can happen if you don't copy and paste is whenever you hit submit, it basically logs you out of MyMAC right then, and all of your work that you just did just got deleted. And a lot of that just has to do with just typing too long. So that is our recommendation from IT, is that if you are expecting to spend a long time in the discussion forums, always type out your entire post in Microsoft Word, probably even save it as a file just in case your data gets lost, and then copying and pasting it from Word into the discussion forums, just to be extra certain that you don't lose any of your data. And so that was creating your first discussion post and your first reply.